Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, it's been a while, guys. So let me give you a quick update. First of all, I came down with like a summer flu, and I went and got tested, make sure it wasn't the virus. So it was just a regular summer flu, but it hit me hard, knocked me down for about 2 weeks, and then our fire season out here just kept getting worse, and some of the areas closed down, and so it's been pretty much almost a month since I've made it out here between the sickness and just the heat and the dryness and things being closed down. And I have some videos that I want to do, but they all involve fire or at least being able to make sparks. And right now, nothing is allowed. So it's still going to be a while. We're September 1st today, and I would imagine that unless we start getting some rain, fire season and all of the shutdowns and things will continue right on through September. Once our rains come and then winter and fall come along, I got some cool videos and some new stuff to show you guys, but I need to be able to do fire or at least create sparks to show you. So we're in the middle of a big drought here in Central Oregon. I mean, it is drier than it has been in pretty much any time I've ever seen it in my adult life, or as a kid even being out here. I've never seen it this dry. So many of the creeks, so many of the springs, so many of the little streams that usually have water in them all year long are just completely dry. So I'm out here today looking for water. Now, if there's water out here, the animals know where it is. I am actually heading into an area that I've never been down into before. I came down off this hill because I found a game trail that is very heavily traveled with fresh tracks. And there was like a convergence up there, animals coming from different directions to get on this trail. And I'll walk up here and show you. Right here, right down. Right beside me, coming down that hill, is a big, heavily traveled game trail. And it goes right on down this hill. Let's see if you can see. There's some dried elk and deer poop on this trail. It goes right down the hill and on down to the bottom of this valley. And again, I started clear up on top. Up there is where I found it. And so basically, we're just going to follow this down and see if by following this heavily traveled game trail, if the animals don't lead me to a water source. I've got my filter and everything, and we'll see if they'll lead me to a source that I can get water. So we're in the middle of a drought, and today's video is about finding water in a drought. And I'm going to pause you guys and get down this steep part of this hill, turn you back on from time to time as we travel, show you what I'm finding along the way, and see if by following the animals and where they're headed, and as I said, there's a convergence up there where the animals were all kind of converging together and then coming onto this one trail down the valley. We're going to see if they'll lead me to water. Okay, I'm down the steep part of the hill. See, came down that trail, and it came from way up there on top. And so you can see what I'm following here. It's pretty heavily traveled. I've seen elk poop, deer poop, and what I believe are some turkey feathers. So a wide variety of game is definitely been traveling down through here. And this is new to me. I'll use this trail and my this sense of general direction from knowing the area, even though I haven't been specifically down here, to get back out. But really need to find some water. So pause you guys again and travel some more. Okay guys, I am quite a ways down here now. I'm gonna have a long hike back up out of here. Thank goodness it's cool this morning. It's only in the low 50s with a cool breeze, which is why I'm in the long sleeve shirt. But it is, just extremely dry. So I'm almost to the bottom of this canyon, and I'll show you. I've got like a really steep area to climb down, but I've hit. Look at the change. Look how thick it is here. See if I can get down here without breaking my neck or the camera. Okay. So look at the difference in the vegetation. I've come down off this hillside, which is pretty dry. A lot of sun exposure, you can see it. And now as I'm getting down to the bottom of the valley, I'm hitting some really dense stuff, as well as a change in vegetation, and I'm still following the trail. So right along here, animals are coming down off of that bank and going right on down. So yeah, so we got some changes in vegetation down here. Much cooler, much more shade. You can tell the sun's not hitting down here a lot. But is there water to be found? They're all coming down here for some reason. Okay, we're approaching the bottom, and I see a dry creek bed right now. I don't see any moisture at all. Oh, that's not good. Okay, here we go. There was a creek here. Yeah. So the creek was coming right down through here. Okay. So this area is dry. Very nothing. I walked upstream, or up what should have been upstream here, and there's no pools or anything, but there's still a lot of fresh tracks coming through here. This area is still heavily traveled. So let me get moving. Okay, I'm gonna these tracks, this trail right here parallels the creek bed, and we're just gonna follow it for a while and see if I can't find some water. I mean, this is my best chance. I've got water with me, but I were lost out here with no water. This is my best chance, and following this game trail, which is pretty fresh. There's still lots of fresh tracks on it, and it's running parallel to this creek bed. So I'm just going to take a chance that the animals know something that I don't. Okay, Just checking back in with you guys. I'm still traveling. Been going a ways, but you know, if I were out here and again in desperate need of water and immediate rescue wasn't out of the question, this is still my best bet. But as you can see, I'm still nothing but dry creek bed, dry stream bed. But this trail that I'm following parallels that creek. So I don't know, maybe the animals are just walking through here looking for water like I am, but I can't help but believe that somewhere down in here they've located water. And right now I got nothing better to do than to keep looking. Lots of squirrels. I run into a lot of squirrels. Nice. All right, guys. Continue on down through the canyon, following this creek. Still nothing. Still hiking along. Following where the animals are traveling. But I'll tell you what, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Big buck. Oh, whole herd of deer right in front of me. Okay, I hope you guys saw that. I think at least one of them showed up. There was a big buck, maybe like a 4-point, and I couldn't tell what the others were, but they all went across this old logging road that I've come out on down in front of me. I'll pause you guys and get you back on if they come up. So right here, the deer came right off this hillside, across this old logging road, and went across the dry stream bed and on up the other hill. Like I said, that first one definitely looked like a 4-point or so to me. It was a nice big buck, and I can see their tracks. Yep. Quite a few deer tracks in here. But still no sign of water. I'm gonna have to start back up to my rig pretty soon. I thought just by all the tracks in here, you know, and there's a lot of tracks along this trail. Quite a mixture. And I just thought by all these tracks for sure. Look at, hang on. Guys, it's paid off now. This isn't more than a couple little swallows. But this is, I finally have come to a place where there is some water. In fact, the yellow jackets are all hanging around this water. But around here, see if you can see down in there. See, that yellow jacket has landed. He's in the water. There's water right there sitting on top. Nice. Get out of there. Yeah, not much. But I can get my hose to my water filter down in there. And oh, squirrel just apparently in the tree right behind me, not happy with me at all. Yeah, look at that. See that? We got water down in there. Nice, guys. Let me pause you for a minute. Okay. So I'm treating this like a real survival situation. Out here, lost or something. No immediate hope of rescue. Desperate need of water. And I got my Hydro Blue VersaFlow water filter. Gray, dirty, blue, clean. And I always carry a piece of surgical tubing. So I'm going to drop this right down in that little puddle. I'm going to see if I can get you guys at least where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Let me pause you again. Okay. I'm going to drop this right down in that little puddle behind that rock. I'm competing with yellow jackets. They're in here pretty darn thick, getting water out of there. It tastes a little bit muddy, even with the filter, but I know it's good. So you guys can see right down in there. Yeah, there's enough to give me a drink. And if there's one, there's more. So I'm gonna leave my pack and my filter sit here, and we're gonna just take a little farther walk down. And then I'll come back and get everything. I gotta go back up to get out of here anyway, but so that paid off. There is still water down here in a few of these shady areas, and that actually, where I sucked the water down to ground level, it's actually come back up. So there's water coming up under the ground, and I could dig that out with my hands. Yeah, I could dig that out with my hands, make a little puddle there. Very cool. Very cool. Following the game paid off. Let's go for a little farther walk. Okay, I've walked down about another 25 yards, and there's another one just like before, right down here in the rocks. I've got water. See that? And I can just dig that out. Look at that. Drop my hose down in there. This one's actually got more water than the other one did. Great. That's fantastic. That's cold too. That's good and cold. Cool. So it worked, guys. It worked. I found way up on top. Way up there behind me now. I gotta hike back out of this canyon. I'm gonna sit by that water and take some more drinks and eat an energy bar. And then I gotta hike back up out of this canyon behind me. But that's very cool. Way up on top where the animal tracks converged together, and I could tell that they were fresh. You know, today even, I took a chance and followed them thinking that they might lead me to water. And when we got down here at the bottom, there was that 4-point buck, a couple others with him, and I'm pretty sure the next one behind him was another buck, so it was probably 3 bucks traveling together. And it wasn't just, I don't know, maybe 50 yards past where they crossed that I hit that first water. So they know where these little water pools are down in here, and they're coming down off the hills wherever they're spending the days, and they're getting drinks. So following their tracks led me to water. So I didn't know. As I said, I've never hiked down in where any of this is before. This is my first time. I was just taking a chance, testing out what I've learned, my knowledge that I've learned over the years about animals, that when you see a heavily converging game trail heading downhill into a canyon or a valley, it's water. They're heading towards water. And so that's what you would call survival knowledge. So I tested that survival knowledge, and worst drought I've seen in my 55 years in the Ochocos. But that knowledge has led me to water. So I'm back up here where I started, and I just seen, not only is there a water puddle there, there's another one down in here under this rock. So I've got two puddles, two little pools of water here, but they're out in the sun, and that one behind me was in the shade. So if I'm gonna hang out down here for a little bit, it'll be back there in the shade, and use my filter and rehydrate, and then hike back up out of here. So there it is, using survival knowledge, following the animals, and trusting them and their knowledge to lead you to water. And it worked, it paid off. Well, thanks guys, and I'm sorry it's been such a long time. Like I said, that sickness really knocked me down for a couple weeks, and then so many things that I want to do out here that involve sparks or fire. So I've been really, really limited. But I thought that this, being here we are September 1st, being in about the worst drought we've ever had, would be a great opportunity to test out some survival knowledge and skill to see if we couldn't still find water. And it worked. Thanks for watching Ochoco Bushcraft. Take care, guys.